All right, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys offense playing very well. And I've heard some confusion, I think, about this Cowboys offense. People have talked about should they run the ball more? Do you need a more balanced attack? But the reason why we've seen kind of them have more success when they run the ball is because opposing teams are taking away the pass. It's a very scheme thing that I just think not enough people fully realize. I should mention, I don't know exactly what happened on the Manning cast. I actually missed the game live, so I watched it after the fact. So I was not able to watch the Manning cast, unfortunately. So maybe they've said some stuff that I'm going to talk about as well. But regardless, I thought it could be a fun video to talk about why this offense is working so well and why we've seen them have success doing several different things in this offense. And it's kind of more about how they attack opposing defenses and really just how they're an offense who can do everything. And when you can do everything, it's going to be hard to stop. So yeah, let's just get into it. All right, so first let's talk about something like this. One of the things that I try to talk a lot about, where I think people don't fully recognize the importance of this, even though it's very important, is when a team is playing with two safeties deep. This is what Philadelphia was doing a good amount of in this game against Dallas. You play with that second safety deep, it helps you in the passing game. It really makes it difficult to throw the ball down the field. The issue, though, is that it really opens up the running game. And so this is what the Chargers just do, which is why we saw the Cowboys have such a high success rate when they ran with the football. And it's not entirely what Philadelphia does, but it seems like it was a conscious effort for Philadelphia to say the strength of their team is their defensive line, and maybe the weakness is sort of that back end on their defense. So let's try to help out against this Dallas passing attack. The reality is having Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper, that's just going to help the running game. It truly is. So you'll notice two things on this play. First off, the most important thing is that everyone's getting blocked for Philadelphia. Typically on a running play, you have someone who's unblocked. But because Philadelphia has the extra safety deep, now you can block everybody. Also, how about guard Connor McGovern kind of playing fullback right here? This is fun, right? I kind of like that, right? I mean, he's someone who can block well. Hey, have him be the fullback instead of, a tight end who you're kind of makeshifting into being a fullback position. That's fun. I like that. Nice creativity. But back to the main point, everyone's getting accounted for. So when Prescott hands the ball off to Elliott, they actually don't even finish off one of their double teams, but it doesn't matter. Elliott can still pick up enough yards because they're a good enough run attack that they can still make that work. That basically turned into just an average running play, but typically it works even better when you can block everybody. So even when it doesn't work perfectly, it can still work as well as a typical running game, and probably better because they have better halfbacks than most teams with Elliott and Pollard. Regardless of who you think should be starting, they still have two good halfbacks. That still helps. And of course, when you're able to block everybody, you can consistently pick up those 7 to 10 yards. So that's why the running game really has worked so well. It's a good running game, but the passing attack is what kind of makes it a fantastic one. For Dak, you can also do some stuff like this, which this isn't a running play, but it's kind of the same idea. You're attacking underneath. This is a methodical drive. And I should mention, this is what defenses want to do. We're seeing defenses do this more and more, playing two safeties deep, allowing teams to run the ball, throw underneath, especially if you're a team that feels like you're an underdog. You're going to do this a good amount just to try and keep things in front of you, force the opposing team to have methodical drives where something can go wrong, and also, it limits possessions. A game might only be 8 possessions or 9 possessions instead of the typical 12 possessions, and it's easier to pull off an upset when there's less possessions. However, Prescott takes a snap, he's just going to flip it to his tight end immediately, and they pick up some yards. Like, the issue is that Dallas is good at doing this. So, while, yes, that is kind of it's probably a smart strategy, quite frankly, against the Dallas Cowboys, is to try and take away that deep passing attack. The issue is just that, well, when they start doing underneath stuff, they can be really effective at it. So that's the problem. It really is a pick your poison offense, and they are one of the more complete offenses. They might be the most complete offense, because you think about the other great offenses, it's like, okay, Kansas City, well, they don't have the best running game. Tampa Bay, not the best running game. Baltimore, not the best passing game. Maybe like Green Bay and Tennessee could be more arguably more complete, but definitely Dallas is up there. And also, they can do stuff like this, where what's going to happen here is, so this is a cover 2 zone, and listen, just because Philadelphia is trying to not allow you to throw the ball down the field, doesn't mean you're not allowed to throw the ball down the field. In fact, sometimes good route running can really get guys open down the field, especially with this good offensive line for Dallas. I remember in my offensive line power rankings, I had them as, I believe, number 2 overall, and people were kind of giving me criticism, saying this is not an elite offensive line anymore. Well, no, turns out it definitely is still an elite offensive line, at least through 3 weeks. Anyways, right when this play starts, so you're going to see that CeeDee Lamb is open right here. You know, he sort of gets to the inside of that safety. You have another safety taking away another deep route. It's like, hey, you have guys who can run good routes. You have to pay attention to Amari Cooper on one side of the field. So now it's basically like there is just a one-on-one matchup deep down the field. Dak Prescott is definitely going to like this chance right here. And, you know, it's 3 seconds into the play, so it's taken a little bit, but it's also getting open relatively quickly. Prescott does make this throw, and, you know, even if it's, you know, I mean, you could argue it should have been even a little bit further, could have made it a little easier. They still get all the way to the 1 yard line on that. So even when Philadelphia was saying, let's take away the deep stuff, Dallas was still able to take some deep shots. So that's just what makes this offense really so deadly, is they can do stuff like that. And also, I should mention, now that you kind of know what coverage is coming, you can scheme stuff up. So like on this one, what's going to happen is that it's going to be a play action. Prescott rolls out towards the bottom of the screen. You have a tight end who will start off blocking, but then kind of run towards the flat area towards the bottom of the screen, and then CeeDee Lamb runs a deeper route, also going over towards the bottom of the screen. So this is the exact kind of thing you can do where teams start to play zone coverage, trying to stop the run. Okay, great. Now you can just start scheming stuff up. Watch how right when this play starts, Prescott fakes the handoff, and you're going to see that, you know, the deeper route not really that open, but there is a tight end who's completely wide open. So, you know, it honestly, people are kind of giving, I feel like, Kellen Moore, and you're also seeing Mike McCarthy get a lot of credit. I think they both deserve a lot of credit. I also think this is a great example of when you have the talent that Dallas has, it just makes play calling look easier because your stuff's going to work a lot better than, like, you know, if this is the Chicago Bears offense, people would probably be saying fire Kellen Moore and fire Mike McCarthy because their stuff wouldn't be working anywhere near as well. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you have the talent, use it the best way you can, and they've done that. So I still give them credit, even though I'm going to give the talent on the field a lot more credit. Watch how Prescott does make this throw on the run, and they pick up a first down just like that. So that's just easy right there, right? And I think, again, some people might give that credit to the coaching. To me, that's just when you have so much talent, stuff is going to get easier. It's sort of that weird thing about football, of the better you get, the easier it gets, which seems like it should be the other way around, but that's not how it works. So yeah, listen, I think it's a lot of people's worst nightmare that the Cowboys are actually kind of good. I think the real surprise with Dallas has been their defense playing so shockingly well. I think that we all sort of expected their offense would play well, but still, it's fun to talk about, and it's definitely, you know, they're looking like they're a playoff team, especially in a weak division, so that's certainly nice for them. And I know that a lot of people are kind of disappointed about the Cowboys' success because a lot of people hate them. My mindset is very simple, which is we're going to have to watch a lot of Cowboys games this year, as we do every year, right? They get primetime games. It is what it is. I'd rather the Cowboys be good and interesting than be bad, so at least they're good because we're going to be watching them a lot on primetime anyways. And, you know, if they're just playing at 1 o'clock on Sunday, I watched a 45-minute condensed version as opposed to the 3-hour version. So when I'm watching the 3-hour version, make them interesting. They've been interesting. So I'm happy about that. You know, I'm kind of indifferent towards the Cowboys, as I am most teams, but not all teams. You know, definitely. There's a few favorites I have. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And it looks like my dog in the background a little bit. Rhino, sit. Sit. High five, Rhino. Good girl. But hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.